Hey guys, it's chapter one, your first shiny app. So here we're going to learn basics of three most important concepts. The first, user interface. Again, this is what the user see, and the server. This is uh, this is where you have the code that does the work, right? And the reactive expressions, and these are the three um, major concepts in Shiny, right? So let me show you this uh, diagram, which I believe explains the idea. Okay. All right. So there's user interface and the server. So user interface is the front end of the app, and server is the back end. So it's um, maybe we could use a restaurant as an analogy. So in a restaurant, so you have a dining floor, right? Dining hall. So that's where people come in, right? And that's where they sit in and see, right? But then you place an order in the dining floor, right? But you don't actually see where the food is made, right? So the waiters take your order here in dining floor, and then they take your order and then take it to the kitchen, and this is where your food is being prepared, right? And then the food is made, and then it goes out to the dining floor, right? So in other words, pay attention to this flow of process, right? So there's an input, right? The information is collected in the front end, right? So there's an input, and input goes into the server or in the kitchen, and then it produces output, and output goes out to the front end user interface so that your users can see the output, right? So again, there's input and output, and there should be connected between user interface and the server. Okay, so if you um, all right, okay, sorry about that. So this is the code for user interface and the server. Okay, so fluid page function is what determines the look of the UI user interface, and then the server. This is more like a recipe to make the food, prepare the food, right? And as I said, important concept to understand is UI. That's where the input, the information is collected. So input, I highlighted input in green. So input should have ID, right? So that they can refer to being uniquely, right? So data set, they are connected between UI and server. And there's also output, right? Information is collected in UI and it goes to server, and the food is prepared, and that food needs to go out, but it also needs an ID. The output needs an ID. So here I highlighted them in yellow. The summary is displayed here in the UI, right? Table is made in server and displayed in UI, right? There's also purple color here is, so we have this functions in server and UI. So um, the type of output um, has a pair of functions. So for example, there's a render trend for the server. So this function makes text output. And then to display, we have a verbatim text output function to display text output. All right. And then there's also a pair of functions for server and UI for table output. Render table for server, which makes table output, and table output to display table output. All right. So again, all Shiny app has input, output, and pair of functions per type of output. All right. So those three elements in UI and server. All right. Right. So that's the basic concept that we are learning in chapter one. Exciting. I'll see you in the next video.